2022 is going to be. Sometimes you're going to get a couple of curveballs, and it's going to come out a masterpiece.
That's curveball number 3. We done struck out.
Yeah,
I'm
how long we gonna be in this batter box?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We go. Let's go.
All right.
Let me put you on game to a different way of thinking. Black King, empower the youth to live the truth, got big dreams. Black King, all of my brothers that are for each other, that's how we know we. Black King, bringing more unity to community, yeah. Black King.
My royal family, my name is Walter Watts.
This is JoJo.
What's good? This Mook.
Yes. We bringing all the energy in 2022. We come in smiling, giggling because, man, even off the record, man, we having a good time doing these podcasts, man. It's all love. So I'm glad that we're bringing this podcast, the very first one of the year, with high energy and love for each other, man. It's great to see these kings, and I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say about this topic. And I want to jump right into it. The topic for today is, how do we accomplish our New Year's resolutions? The reason why this is a strong topic is because I believe that there are kings out there that have fallen short so many times that they lose hope and they no longer even do New Year's resolutions. And me personally, I think that's just doing yourself a disservice. So I think it's important that we not only hold ourselves accountable to make sure that we're doing our New Year's resolutions, but understanding maybe tips that we can help ourselves, each other, and the listeners. So starting it off, Mook, talk to me about how you look at the New Year's resolutions. Do you even do them?
Good point. Well, I'm going to start by saying that I'm going to try to be brief and not go on a tangent, but bear with me because there's a lot to this for me. As far as New Year's resolutions, I think when I found that they made an impact in my life, what I've done is, instead of setting a New Year's resolution, I set a yearly intention. You know, what am I going to do with my year? What is my intent for myself? Where am I going to grow for this year? And then I try to fit, my goals within that intention, and I'll go a little deeper into that here in a second. But then also, one thing that, I'll just leave you with that.
Okay, I like it. So it's easy to say that you are firm into making sure that you do New Year's resolutions. And not going in too deep, but how was your goals that you set last year?
They were good, man. I think so. It's crazy because, we started this whole group on the heels of setting goals for 2020, right? So we all sat front seat and saw the intentions that were set, and then also saw who saw those through, who hit roadblocks and kept moving, so that carried on to, 2021 for me. And 2021 was amazing because my intention last year was all about my mental space. What am I doing to progress my mental space? So I set, my biggest thing was, meditating daily. I had a meditation goal, doubled that goal, within the year. Now meditation is something that I have to do. It's something that's part of me.
It created a habit.
I created that. I created a beast out of my meditation.
I'm not gonna lie. When I was over there to just a quick disclaimer, I went to go see Mook for New Year's, and I was in his meditation room, and I saw all the check marks of you hitting your meditation, and I was like, man, that's dope. So I commend you on doing that every day.
That's amazing.
Sidebar, I stopped marking checks at October. I was like, man, what am I doing marking these checks? So what you saw was, just me hitting my goal and being like, all right, now it's just life. You know what I'm saying? And that in turn, bro, it's just got me so in tune with where I go mentally. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm saying, I'm a positive guru. It's none of that. My mental space is all about me just being mindful of where I'm at. I'm not saying that I can control it or anything like that. I just need to be mindful of where I'm at, so then I can choose my actions moving forward. And that was my intention for last year. My mental space. I also wanted to become a better planter. So I grew some plants throughout the year, and those I've cultivated.
Hey.
And you know, we got a garden back there, some of which I could talk to you about, some of which I can't. But
Hey.
you know, again, that's just something from a mental space that's really helped me moving into this year.
I love it. I
That's
love
dope.
it. JoJo, talk to me, man. What's your thoughts on New Year's resolutions? Do you do them? How you feeling?
I do, man. Because one thing I believe in, like, first and foremost, one thing I can't stand is them dudes that get on people for look at your New Year, do me. Like, man, go plank in traffic, man. What type of bro? What, you mad because they want to do better this year? Like, what's up with you, man? Like, what's up with you? But on a more less comical note, I believe in like collective energy, right? If I don't care if only half the world is doing New Year's resolution, there's enough positive energy there for you to push you over. That's why people are able to start them and keep them. That's why people are able to even start. Half the time, people can't even start like doing the stuff they are making the change they want to make. I'm not saying this is the reason, New Year's is the reason, but I'm saying like that energy, knowing that this person, that person might be working on something new or trying to make a new version of themselves that's helpful. But for me, being realistic, with myself and what I can accomplish, being realistic about what I didn't accomplish the year before and why, you know what I'm saying? And really like digging deep and just being truthful with myself, telling, having that hard conversation, like, you didn't do this because of A, B, and C. Not talking negatively, just this is why it didn't happen, and this is how we're gonna fix it. So I'm big on resolutions. I'm big on just bettering yourself, man. I don't care if you do it on New Year's or the week before, or like Mook said, chill for a week and vibe and see where you at, and then jump into it. But as long as you're trying to better yourself, I'm all for it, man. Like, I'm gonna support you. I'm for it.
And I'll elaborate.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to elaborate real quick, because we were talking before this about New Year's resolutions and how you feel about them, and what JoJo was alluding to is, me personally, when I make my New Year's intention, I don't rush to do it. It's one of those things that a lot of people feel like they need to have that New Year's resolution when the clock strikes midnight, and the clock's already starting, so you can't make one after that. Where me, it's for me, ain't it? And it's to better my life. So let me do that on my terms and make sure that I'm moving. What does Rick Ross say? I don't want to move fast. I want to move correctly. That's what he said. You know what I'm saying? Like, that whole, for me, I feel like, and I'm sorry, well, I know you got a question right after this, but I feel like that's the problem with New Year's resolutions is we do something because we feel we have to do it. That's why it's more so about setting that intention. And when we're doing something we have to do, there's really not a lot of heart and passion.
Easy to fall
why
off.
We made that. Right. Which in turn, when you think about it, if just referring back to a book I recently read, The 4 Agreements, when you start your year with a promise and you break it, how many promises do you think you're going to break to yourself that full year? Which is why you probably don't like New Year's resolutions, which is why you're probably hating on the next person for saying New Year, new me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
That you guys both got
be impeccable with your word, right?
Be impeccable. Because if you're going to lie to yourself.
With you.
My dog. Hey, my dog.
No. Because like you said, man, if you're going to lie to yourself, you already setting yourself up for failure, man. So, Mook, that's a huge point that you make, is really taking your time and being very strategic with what you tell yourself. Because when you're making these goals, it should be what you're telling yourself. You tell people, but you're not doing it for people. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Well, that's how it should be. Because like you said, it needs to be something that you care about. That's going to keep thing that JoJo, you said, man, is huge, is about making sure that you have people in your circle. You know what I mean? Like, I would hate to have a motherfucker in my circle that don't want to do goals and don't want to make themselves better, and they look down on somebody else that's doing that. I ain't never had nobody like that in my group. You know what I'm saying? So mentally, that doesn't make sense to me to even have somebody like that, to be like, oh, Mook, you gonna read? It's not
Big
big
bucks. Trying to get more money. Look at you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Look at you. You
Let me guess. New year, new me.
Yeah.
Right. But that's drove us though. That's drove us our whole life.
But
you know, you really think about it.
Right?
Right. But that's because we decided to step out of that shadow though. Because we gotta think about it.
Yeah.
How many people are scared to take that leap of faith because of what the next person may say? You know, how many times, even going back to earlier episodes when we talked about being a guy in school, how many times was that person looked down upon for like, no, I can't go back to the homies telling them I'm going to do this or I'm taking this, career fair this way or that way. I gotta be out
in the chess club.
Right. How
I didn't tell nobody.
Nobody. Hey, you probably still don't tell nobody that one, dog. Keep that one to yourself.
I tell it. I brag. No, I'm like, hey, your daddy. I wasn't good, but I was like that.
Yeah, you're nice. Like a young Bobby Fischer, huh? But
nowhere.
Honestly, but again, thinking about how our culture and how we've been driven to not, exceed more, not to state our claim and say, this is what I'm going to get, to not being intentful and do what we need to do. Like we've been taught opposite, you can't be, risky and say, this is what my goal is and have people support you, So that's why it's important, like you said, Joe, to have that community of people. Because when you fall off,
we live off survival, right? It's survival mindset. Ain't nobody got time to set goals. Like we survive, and we gotta get to that next check, or we gotta get to that next agency. I don't have time to sit down and be intentional about my next week or my next year or my day. Like I don't have. What do they say? What's the book? Don't start your day until it's complete. I can't remember what book that is, but until you've seen it, visualized it, and lived it out in your head, don't even start your day. But that's the same thing how we should look at our years and how should we look at these resolutions. Like in your mind, sit down, complete it in your head, see it through, and then start that thing, man. Get it going,
Facts.
And it's huge because at some point it's about being vulnerable too. Because to set a goal and then tell people like, hey, this is what I'm trying to get better at. That takes some type of vulnerability to let people know, like, hey, I'm not great at everything, but here's what I'm trying to be better at. You know what I mean? And I think as men, we have to make sure we surround ourselves around other kings where we can have these conversations and be comfortable about it. And they're not going to make fun of us. They're going to empower us. And that's what being a king is all about. You know what I mean? We have to make sure that we're empowering each other. I was just reading some stats about doing New Year's resolutions, and something that really was important is saying that, especially right now in the year that we're in, 2022, and we have the pandemic and we have so much going on, studies are now showing that New Year's resolutions are important because we don't know what is to come. You know what I mean? So we have to have control of our situations because we don't know if we have to wear a mask or if we are going to be in the house next year, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, to be able to be in control of your situation and better yourself mentally is huge right now. You know what I'm saying? Because so many people feel like they're not in control. Maybe you have to get vaccinated. You feel like you do, or you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like your job is telling you have to do it. You're not in control. But what you are in control of is setting a goal and staying tuned and staying on beat with it. So just on the mental aspect, man, setting New Year resolutions is huge. And I hope our listeners really listen and take that into consideration. And it doesn't matter what day you start on, like Mook said. You could take a week, you can take a couple of days just to figure out, like, how am I going to set these goals? And that's what we're going to kind of talk about in this podcast, is like not only setting a goal, but being very strategic on how you do it and how you plan to accomplish them. You feel me?
For sure.
So I know you guys are really in tune with setting goals. Like you said, we're built a little different. We understand that we can't just say, hey, I'm going to lose weight this year. It's got to be a specific plan. And that's one of the criteria, is making sure that you're being specific. But Jojo, give me maybe one of your top goals that you have for the year.
My top. So I'm going to give you my number one. The other stuff I can accomplish without this one. My number one, I gotta lose this weight, bro. Like, so I hopped on the scale day before yesterday, the heaviest I've ever been in my life.
Oh,
286 pounds, bro.
Oh, you letting the world know?
Yeah, I'm letting the world know. I'm letting the world know.
Okay.
Y'all gotta know. This is accountability right here. You know,
I like that. Talk to me.
286 pounds. I've never been this heavy in my life. Never been this heavy. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, especially the time like now, we got, like you said, we got the virus going around. We got uncertainty. We got all these different things. I have to be a model for my family, my daughters, my son, my wife. What I look, and I'm an ex-professional athlete. What are you doing, Joe?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, so my
You know what it takes. That's the crazy part.
You know, my number one goal is I got it. To be exact, I'm gonna be 230 pounds by June 16th, my birthday. I'm telling y'all this. I'm telling the world this. That's my birthday. That's when it's happening. I'm either gonna be that or lighter by then. I think it's gonna happen. I feel like it's gonna happen sooner. But
you said what is it? June 16th?
June 16th is my birthday.
And you're gonna be how much?
230 pounds.
Okay.
Boy, what's that? 50, 55? Is that
about 55? About 55. I weighed myself in sweat, so it's probably 284, 285. But we're gonna say 286 because that's what I saw, and I ain't gonna sit there and play with it because that shit was like I went upstairs instantly and told my wife, I'm like, yo, guess what I saw? Guess what I saw?
Guess what was downstairs?
Guess what was downstairs? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that's my number one goal for the year, is to lose that weight because this is you know, health is wealth, man. Health is wealth. I can't do the things I want to do if I'm not here to do them. And I'm not saying I'm still, I don't look like it, but I ain't gonna, hopefully not bad nothing gonna happen, but I want to be here. I want to be healthy. I want to be able to run around and do all the things I want to do. And if I let this go from here, who knows? I'll be 3-something. Yeah, you know, that can happen. That can happen just as quick, and it can sneak up on you just as quick.
Man, I'm gonna be very transparent, and I'm gonna come to you too, Mook, and I'm gonna be transparent about this too, man. It was us three that had a goal that we were going to lose
three.
Some weight.
Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah. And Mook took.
I've been quiet about it.
Look at Mook. Look at Mook.
Quiet about it. You know, it's taking everything in me to be quiet about it and be cheering you all along because I want to say a lot of things.
Oh man.
Yeah. So it's crazy that you're bringing it up. You're bringing up weight, and it's us three talking about it, and me being transparent, man. I'm low key back where I started. I lost 30 pounds. And I'm back. I'm at 3. I got on the scale and I was 305. And when I got off the scale, I did the same thing. I think I sat there and was just like, what the fuck happened?
Can I tell you something?
Yeah,
I peeped something while you was here, bro, that I ain't never seen in your life.
What?
I seen you take pictures and then look at the pictures to examine if your stomach was sticking out. I ain't never seen you give a shit. I never see you care about that. And when you left, I told you, and I'm like, I think Walt gonna change his whole trajectory this year because I ain't never seen him get to the point where he's self-conscious about his belly. You know what I'm saying?
And that was it. When I listen, listeners, sometimes you got to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. Man, I took a picture with Mook, and my stomach was in the picture too. You feel me?
I ain't laughing at you.
It came and joined us.
Yeah, I couldn't enjoy the view. I couldn't enjoy nothing. I was like, God, how did that get there?
Damn.
So being transparent, man, I got to get back under. I got to be 270. Is my goal, and we're gonna break down our goals. But before I'm just giving you the highlight of it, and we're gonna break down. We're gonna talk about how we're gonna get this accomplished. So 270. I don't have a date yet, but I have a strategic plan on how I'm gonna get there. So mine is losing weight to 270. JoJo, you're at 230. Mook, what is your top goal that you're looking to get?
So mine's a little bit different. I'm gonna switch gears a little bit, and Walt, you and I talked about this, but my intention this year is to improve my relationship with my significant other. So, and not to say that, we're in a rocky place or anything, but I think that, as time goes on, you lose focus on each other, which is easy, especially raising kids, accomplishing different accomplishments within individual lives. A lot of things just, you forget that you need to fall in love with your significant other over and over and over again. And, we've been blessed to achieve a lot over the last few years, but we haven't really put a focus on, cultivating the two of us, and raising the two of our relationships and our bond stronger. So my intention this year is to focus on that and to be exact. She's not going to leave this year without my last name, and that's my goal, and either it's going to be my last name or we going to go our other ways. That's the other side of it. That's the other side of it. But,
all or nothing.
This year's going to be a real one. Nah, but JoJo said it best. The reason I got to that point is because, we've been playing house for a long time. I had a lot of different excuses of why we've been playing house. But, thinking about being the father figure and the king that I am, I need to set an example for my daughter and for my son, not to be doing this for nothing, and my daughter hit me with the question. I will never forget. She hit me with the question when we were in Disney World, asked, because they were saying our names, they're handing out our identification cards, as you scan the tickets, they all of us were Murphys and she was O'Connell. And she's like, well, why has she still got a different name than us if we're in the same family? And I'm like, I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know how to answer that question and still salvage, the image that I need to have for you.
So, a kid, it's not going to make sense to a kid.
It's not going to
that shit don't make sense.
Exactly. Try again. That's what you got. Try again, So that just made me realize, because of course, like I said, we've came up with a lot of different excuses on why, but it's just one of those things that's important for me.
That's huge.
That's beautiful. I know we call each other brothers, man, but Micaiah was like, how many brothers do you have, Walt? And put me on the spot. I was like, I got 2 brothers back home. I got another brother in Los Banos. And I didn't say Moot. And she was like, so you're not my uncle? I was like, oh, God. Oh, dang. I'd have changed it up real quick.
She jammed me up about that too, bro. She's smart, bro. She's smart.
She caught me slipping, boy.
Kids don't play, man. Kids, they don't play. They don't play. They put that pressure on you, that full court.
Quick. And you better have an answer.
You got to, because it won't make sense to them. Like JoJo said, they're going to ask even more questions. You know what I mean? So, first of all, I love it. We talk about goals. The number one thing that I've been looking up to figure out, how do you make sure that you have your goals be attainable, and to build trust with yourself. What you tell yourself is everything. You'll read, you'll watch videos, and they'll say, like, write it down, make a vision board. They'll tell you to do all these visual things. But the number one thing that you have to do is actually talk to yourself and believe what you're telling yourself. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes, and I know for myself, I've set goals that I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to be 230, right? I didn't believe it because I ain't never even hit 250 yet. You know what I mean? So it sounds good. You know what I'm saying? So it sounds good, but the biggest thing that we have to make sure we do is make sure that we're not lying to ourselves. So Mook, if you say that by the end of this year, your woman is going to have your last name, that's exactly what needs to happen, because that's what you told yourself. Either you guys aren't together or you guys are married. And I'm always going to rock for you to make sure that you're married. And same thing with you, JoJo. Like, you believe that you could be 230 because you've done it already. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's what makes these goals so strong. Is like, you know that you can do it. And I think that's the first step before setting your goal, is to believe what you're saying, not just the visuals and what you tell people. And if you can start by check one, whatever that goal is, I believe I can do this, that you're already on the right page.
Right. And that why, right? Everybody's whys are solid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Our whys are solid. Like, I don't want to die out here, or I don't want my kids to be like, oh, it's okay to go from NFL to dad bod, or you know what I'm saying, or it's okay to watch mommy work out every day and dad play PlayStation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we all got a why that's bigger than us. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I think that's important.
And we're seeing people that are healthy and made all the right decisions just check out, you know, on some COVID stuff too. Yep. You know, we're seeing it grab people that shouldn't be grabbed. You know, it's people that had healthy habits. So who am I, you know, to feel like I can cheat this and do that? And like back to your point, Jojo, you said it best, man. Like you were the grandparent that was going to change your family's trajectory. I'd be damned if it come down to some obese shit. Like, that's easy.
Bro, what? That's what got you?
Right. You know, all the things that was lined up against you, it was this one, you know? Man, I feel that.
And you've said something a long time ago, JoJo. You said it wasn't what your dad told you, it's what your dad showed you. You know what I mean? So if you're talking about what your kids are seeing, that's the last thing you want them to see, is that their mom is working hard and doing that, and then dad is just kind of chilling, doing his own thing. You know what I mean? Visuals are everything. And I think you've said it before, and that kind of hit home with me, is like, everybody talks a good game, but the visuals is key. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
That brings us to our next point, and you kind of said it already, is really knowing how and being very specific. Let me say that again. Knowing how you're going to get your goal and why you're going to get your goal. We kind of hit why, and being very specific. So, Mook, how are you going to be able to get this connection? Not to say it's not get the connections off, but how to get to that next step?
Oh man, so great question. And that's why I start with an intention, because my intention is going to be the thing that all my goals kind of lead to. So for me, I'm a person that likes to start with easy wins. I like to build my confidence up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to set it real easy by saying, you know what, I'm going to go out on a date night maybe once a month, you know, to cultivate that relationship, whether it may be. So by the time that we're, 6 months in, we better have 6 date nights that we've done. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be easy. Number 2, by the time, and there's layers to mine. I break it down in pieces for me. So, that will be my 6-month goal, is by the time I hit 6 months, I better have each month have taken her, to do something or whatever. Now, my quarterly goal for that specifically is I need to discover a hobby that her and I can share, and it be a new hobby.
I like that.
So in turn, that's going to be me and her experimenting with new different things that we like that can bring connection to us, that neither of us do right now. So basically what I'm getting at is I like to break it down to simple terms, make it easy, and tangible. That way it's still leading towards that end goal. But in turn, again, that's something that we're not doing. And it's something that, I believe will help with building our relationship and, our specific focus within each other.
I love that. I love that. Making sure that you reconnect. And the why is simple, because you want to build your family, and being specific on maybe date nights every week or something like that, just to make sure you're keeping that spark and doing something that that she enjoys as well. Jojo, talk to me about maybe your how and why you're going to set this.
So my why, like I just said, man, my why is just I gotta be the king of my castle. I gotta be that example for my family, and I want to be here. I want to enjoy all these things at the full, at the level I should be able to enjoy these things. But the how, so I don't know if you guys read the book called The Miracle Morning, right? Miracle Mornings. This is a book based off. This is a book based off of building routines, right? Building a morning routine, to be specific. Because that's where I struggle. I make excuses when I get home. I'm like, oh, I gotta take care of the kids. I gotta make sure the dogs is out. I gotta take the Bridget worked all day from home. I gotta I gotta help her. These are my excuses for not working out when really it's I don't feel like working out. And these excuses, they work. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's like I need, and we spoke about it earlier off cameras, I need a routine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When we're playing ball, it was easy. Wake up, morning lift, film, yada yada yada. That was we had a routine. And it's like we don't function without them. So for me, it's having that routine daily and sticking to it. And like Mook said off camera, is having good habits in my routine. So I read that book. I want to say I finished it a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago, and kind of started this new. I waking up. I only set my alarm 30 minutes earlier. I ain't gonna say in front like I'm up at 4 a.m. taking ice baths. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm up 30 minutes earlier. I'll knock out some push-ups here and there, do something to get my blood flowing. But it's like setting my mind to get my day started, get this thing going. And I've been working out, especially since I got off that scale. I've been on it every day. And I think that's just motivation enough for me. That's low key all I need. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit was kind of devastating for me to see. I'm not even gonna front. But yeah, just that routine. Routine is how I'm gonna do it. I have a very specific. I'm waking up at this time. My number one goal is working out, so that's the first thing I'm gonna do. So that's the very first thing I'm gonna do. That's my number one part of my routine. And in the book, it talks about if your goal for right now is, I don't know, I want to spend more time with my kids, and the first thing you're doing is spending time with your kids, and everything else in your routine is after that. So my number one goal is my fitness. I'm hopping out of bed. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. I ain't journaling. I'm not praying. I'm not meditating. I'm working out. Then I'll do all that stuff after. You know what I'm saying? Because those, for me, where I struggle is those are excuses for me not to do what I really need to do.
Because you have something else that you need to get done.
Yeah, like, I prayed too long, so I couldn't, or I you know what I'm saying? Like, you play these mental games with yourself. It's easy to make excuses. I'm saying, don't get me, God. I'm not saying you're an excuse. You know what I'm saying?
But they're valid excuses, though.
Right.
For anybody who's questioning you, you say those excuses to somebody, they're gonna back up like, oh, okay. But deep in your mind, like, you already know it. Like,
because what I said earlier, right? You got to be truthful with yourself, and I know me. Me. I'm like, yo, I gotta put drywall on this wall, so I missed the gym today. No, bro, like, get to the gym, drywall that shit later. What you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your goals?
It'd be like that, man. And I think that's what you have to do. You got to be specific, and that's the next thing that we're going to hit. Kind of jumping into mine is I work out in the morning, but I realize I got to do double days to kickstart it. Again, I've done this before. I have to wake up in the morning. I do like this bike cycle for 45 minutes. Then I get home, start my day at work. And then at night, I just go run a mile, minimum, at least a mile. So I could do 2 miles. I could do a mile and a half. But even after this, I got to hold myself accountable to make sure that I even do my mile tonight. You know what I mean? So I even went on my calendar to be like, I've done this before too, and I've fallen off. So what I did was I do 2-a-days from Monday to Thursday. Fridays, I'm excited. I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to run at nighttime. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to run at nighttime. I'm not going to do double days on Fridays, Saturdays, or Sundays. That's kind of my rest day, but I'll still do the bike in the morning. Or maybe I just run in the morning. It's still going to be an exercise every single day. You know what I mean? And that exercise could even be like a walk or a power walk, but I need to get out and get active. But my goal is at least 44 workouts this month. And I'm being very specific each and every month. You know what I mean?
Right.
So 44 workouts this month. Keep it simple. I don't care what I do. Maybe I go play basketball. There we go. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be very strategic like that in how I get done. And I know, talking about believing in yourself, I know if I do that for the month of January, 10, 15 pounds. It could happen. I lose weight hella fast, just how my gut will come right back. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's being strategic, man.
Facts.
But like you said, that most important part is getting past that first month, man. That first little hump. That's the hardest part. But once you get past that, like Mook said, he stopped keeping track of how many days he meditate because it's a habit now. Like, I'm good. I don't need nobody to keep track of me. I'm keeping track of me, you know?
Right.
Got to.
And the next one is start easy. We've already kind of hit on it. And Mook said it in the beginning, is really starting something. JoJo, you're doing it as well. Is like, we have to make sure we have a tangible goal. And we're not like, oh, I gotta know what I'm doing right now and figure it out. And this is the game plan. Hey, start easy. You need to figure out your schedule first. You know what I mean? Understand your obstacles. Understand that, like, I realize that in the morning is not the best time for me to read or meditate or whatever the case may be. Even with you, Mook, if you're saying that, hey, I want to do a date night, maybe you can't do Tuesdays because you understand that though Tuesdays are busy. Your kids are running around. You have to be strategic in what day you do. And that's going to take a little bit of time to figure out what day is going to work for us. We agree on it, and then we hit the ground running. But again, I think this is huge, and understanding that you don't have to have all the right answers right now. Right. Slow your roll, young buck.
One day at a time, man. One day at a time. Make it through the day first.
For all my gamers out there, it's similar to like the games like Grand Theft Auto or whatnot. Like you have your mission, but then you also have your different side missions, right? That are going to feed into everything that you're doing on your mission, you know, and that's what you really like. That's really where the power lies. Cause that's what I was mentioning. Those easy wins, those are you talk about, your subconscious and winning. You're literally winning in your mind. So everything else, they become real. Everything else becomes real. Like, okay, I could do this. Oh, I could do that. Oh, I knocked that out. And it's all leading towards my mission. Like, bet that's just becoming realer and realer and realer with each side mission I knock out. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way I like to think about it, man. It's because like truthfully, I don't even need to go out somewhere to go on a date night. I could go here and be like, you know what? We're just gonna cook together. We're gonna plan a meal, cook it from scratch. We're gonna have somebody watch the kids, and that's what we're gonna do. That's a win. That's a win. Starting easy. You know what I'm saying?
That's a dub.
And come on, you guys are right on point. Because the next thing for my listeners is prioritize and focus. This is huge. You literally just said it. I was just playing Assassin's Creed not too long ago and was doing a whole bunch of side missions and was wondering
Which
why.
Which one you playing? Valhalla? Valhalla? What you playing?
No, I mean I'm laid back. I'm coming back here. I'm Odyssey.
I've been trying to tell him about Valhalla, but he's still on Odyssey.
Man, okay, let me tell you the secret though. You get it when it's a little bit older.
Okay.
And then you get all the
so you don't know what Black Friday is, Humble.
I missed that boat. He missed that boat.
Hold on, which one?
I said Black Friday, bro.
Oh yeah. You get the old ones, man. You get all the new storylines. You get all the outfits for the low. You know what I mean? Y'all paying full price. Come on.
Nah, man.
See, again, he missed the whole Black Friday boat.
Yeah, he missed that. He missed
that. You'll catch up.
Yeah, hopefully.
But tell us about the side missions one more time.
Yeah, man, because I was doing a whole bunch of side missions, wondering why it was taking so long to beat the game. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even hit the main title.
But check this out. When you beat it and it says the completion percentage, it's still at 75. You ain't done so them side missions add up.
They do add up.
You gotta add up because you're not reaching that full potential. So again, using that same analogy, man, you gotta hit them side missions to go ahead and get that full goal.
True. But if you're thinking about the goal too, is the priority is you got to work out. The side mission might be like, I need to pray. It sounds bad.
Or diet.
You got to pray. Huh?
Diet.
Like
you know what I'm saying?
Like a side mission.
Laying your clothes out for the night, laying your workout clothes out. Small mission. I said, I won.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At least I got my clothes on. I might not work out, but I was prepared to. But you know what I'm saying? Small victories. These small victories, man. Like, That's why what
Preparation
they
is
say,
everything.
make your bed, right? Make your bed. That's like that's the first win of the day.
Yo, that's first easy dub that changes your life. But Walter, it's funny that you mentioned, put out your clothes, JoJo, because Walt, you remember what was your downfall? You said, all I got to do is I'm going to get better and I'm going to work out if I just lay out my clothes because it's cold at night, or cold in the morning. And in the process of waking up in the morning and figuring out what to wear, you talk yourself out of going.
Yeah.
For
You
sure.
know what I'm saying?
Because it's barriers, right? Like a lot of that book too, it talks about barriers. Like you got to remove all obstacles, like that align you with your goal. If my goal is to work out tomorrow, then it needs to be a seamless transition to that weight room. It needs to be. I don't have time to look for my keys. I don't have time to find all the ingredients for my shake. I don't have time to do all that shit. So it's like I gotta prepare for that night before. I gotta prepare for that morning the night before. I gotta be ready, or I'm not gonna be successful. I gotta watch film, or I can't be be on point for this team. Or I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like this is what it is. That's just what it is. And that's what I've struggled with too. Because I'm like, well, I'll go to bed. I don't trip, man. I know where my gym clothes at.
Yeah.
I know it's 2 degrees outside. I'll be all right. Like I'll find. Damn, I can't find my beanie. I guess I can't work out at all. This whole thing is
right.
Oh, I don't know where it's at.
Don't lose your headphones. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get on music. I'm not running.
Or not charge them. I can't work out.
It's the worst.
My phone's not charged. I need at least 50%, or I can't get it in.
I can't get
small shit, but those are all
gas lights on. I can't go nowhere.
Can't do it. I gotta get gas. Nah, I guess I won't go anywhere.
That's true. It's funny. I was I think knowing your obstacles is really important, especially for me, because I think even Mook just said it is. And like right now, it's cold as hell outside, right? So if I don't already have a game plan of what I'm wearing, waking up and trying to put some leggings on and then look for a sweater and all that time at 5:30 in the morning, I'm like, bro, it's 5:30 and you're looking for a sweater to run? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's not smart. So, but having this already set up, laid out, and had a game plan and making sure that you're staying and focusing on the path is the goal. Because I was watching something and it said that the human brain cannot focus. It cannot focus on the negatives, right? So if I say, hey, Mookie, don't think about a tiger, you naturally think about the tiger. You know what I mean? Right? You'll even think about a tiger and then try to like switch it or whatever. But if I tell you not to do something, your brain naturally does it when it comes to a visual. So if you're thinking about just all your obstacles, like, oh, it's my headphones don't work. Oh, it's too cold. Or, oh, I don't have, that's what you're going to focus on is like, oh, I can't do this because of the obstacles, rather than focusing on the path. And the path could be, hey, I already have my clothes laid out. I already have my headphones set. This is what I'm going to be working out on. If you focus on the positive, naturally our brain will keep you positive. But if you're looking for the obstacles, you'll always find one.
They're going to be enhanced. They're going to be enhanced, and that's going to drive you not to. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's gotten so far, especially workouts for me have been seamless now because I have to not only set out my clothes, but I have to figure out my full-on workout the day before, so I know exactly where I'm going to the gym, what I'm working out, and the whole rundown of how many sets, how many reps, everything.
That's another thing I want to throw out there too is mine. I have the next 12 weeks already out.
Nice.
On what you're going to work out?
Yep, everything. Next 12.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah. Side mission right there. Bam.
That's
side mission.
I already got it out. 12 weeks, man. 12 weeks and running. Shout out to Bama. Shout out to my mans. But yeah, man.
Bama's out there changing lives.
Hey, man. They're changing lives, bro. But next 12 weeks, I got that lined up. So that's like you said, Mook, that's a dub.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
like
I mean, I love it. I love to hear it, bro. You might actually, I was thinking about throwing out another bet between two of y'all, but
hey, lose your money if you want to. It's happening with or without the cash. It's happening. It's gonna happen because, like I said, man, like we've seen each other, and you brought this up earlier, when we've accomplished so many goals. Like that first year we were going, man. Like that meant a lot to me, to be like, yo, I accomplished A, B, and C, and then watch you guys all say the same things. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's a huge feeling. That's a big deal. You know, that's a big deal to accomplish something like that in front of your brothers, man. So with or without the money, it's gonna happen because y'all gonna hold me accountable. And you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna hold myself accountable, most importantly. So yeah, man.
Absolutely.
And we were hitting on it earlier, man. I mean, not even to bring, our culture and demographics into it. But again, when you think about positive influence and us putting our heads together for a positive change and having and empowering each other, we just don't have a lot of examples of that. You know what I'm saying? We don't have a lot of examples of that. And when we achieved it, it just felt that much sweeter.
Felt
you know
good,
what I'm
man.
saying? And back to, again, we keep on alley-ooping each other, but that's back to what you said about community, man. Like that's the one thing. Like if you could see, if I could zoom in on this little vision board back here in the corner, there's a picture of Rich Paul. There's a picture of LeBron and all them. And my whole vision was, I want to get it with my team. You know what I'm saying? I want to do it with my team. And I want us all to be sitting at a table at the end of it like, yo, can y'all believe this ride we took?
What was that? What was that feeling like? We're all like, yo, we all bought houses in 1 year.
Bro. That's
wild. We didn't even sit there. I don't think we should have sat down and really like it. What, 4 or 5? It was at least 5. I think all of us but one. Maybe.
Yeah.
Bought a house that year. That was the goal, and that's what happened. But we didn't even sit and marinate on that. We didn't even marinate.
Our goal was, so the intent was to close the wealth gap within our families. You know what I'm saying? And we did many different things that aligned to that. The first thing that we brought up was land ownership. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, like we didn't celebrate in the end zone. We didn't spike the ball. We handed the ball back to the ref. Like, come on.
We was like, on to the next one. Like, on to the next one. But let's turn up. Let's vibe. That's not normal what we did, bro. That's not normal. Like, that's not normal.
I thought about that too, man. We have a group, and for our listeners, I highly recommend that you make sure that you have a group of men, or if you are a woman, you have a group of women that you can talk to and set goals with, because to reference what they're talking about is we all set goals that we wanted to buy a house in 2020, right? 2021.
2020.
In 2020.
Yeah.
And 5 out of the 6 people all bought a house. It's not like we said, oh, we're going to go. It was like a small goal. You know what I mean? Like we bought houses because we set our goal to it and we held ourselves accountable. That's the power that what New Year resolutions can do. You know what I mean? And as men, we have to make sure that we set these goals, hold ourselves accountable. But last and most importantly is celebrate our wins. And I don't think we did that.
And one thing you didn't mention is we achieved that in a year where it wasn't supposed to happen. It wasn't supposed to happen. 2020, like it's a pandemic, and we turned it to the pandemic. Like it was just. But back to a couple of other points that you mentioned, it was just the focus.
Yeah,
it was the focus that we had within each other, and on top of that, you mentioned to the users or the listeners to get a group around you that's going to support your goals. The support doesn't always come with nice words. That support comes with tough messages. Sometimes I don't get on. No, never mind.
We need that.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, you need that though. Yeah, because you can't be all
you have to.
Rainbows.
Because sometimes I can't be honest with myself. I need y'all to do it.
Yeah.
And if I'm worried about it. Right. And if I'm worried about how I have to say this message to you, but I don't want to disrupt JoJo, that's not going to work. I'm sorry. Hey, JoJo, I'm going to ask for forgiveness later, but I'm going to tell you that you bullshitting. Get your ass up off the couch and do what you got to do. And hey, if you got to be mad at me for a second, cool. But you know how I feel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think for our viewers, I think it's extremely important to have people around you that your goals are just as important to them as they are to you.
Ooh,
facts.
That's it.
Facts. Right, yes.
I like that.
I felt that way.
Yeah, me too. Because genuinely, I want to see you guys win.
I want to see y'all win, man. I want to see y'all win. I want to see us because it's a us. We it's a us. You win, I win.
You're right.
I'm gonna
You know what
tell
I'm
you,
saying?
and this is where most people ain't gonna like my perspective. But if you ain't winning, I can't have you around me. I'm sorry.
Can't do it.
I look.
Can't do it.
That's the my circumference is real. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
everything
Can't do
filled
it.
in that circumference is W's. If you're
That's it.
somebody who's
Yeah.
catching L's, I'm sorry. I love you, but I got to keep you at the distance outside of that circumference. I'm sorry.
Right.
It's just the way it is. You know.
It's almost like COVID,
that-
man. That shit could be
Because
contagious.
it's that energy, man. It's that energy. It's like if I tell you, yo, this is my goal, and your energy doesn't match my energy of me telling you my goal. Nah, we good, bro. You know what I'm saying? We good. I told y'all what I wanted to do, and you guys instantly offered solutions. Y'all instantly offered, yo, all right, bet. So how we gonna do it? Bet. You know, that's what you want to hear when you're setting these goals. It's like you either what do they say? Either you lifting the burden or you adding to it. You offering solutions, or you offering barriers, or you throwing out negativity. All right, well, I don't need you around me. I need people that are offering straight solutions. How can I help you? Oh, you need me to text you on this day? Boom, I'll hit you. Hit me, keep me accountable, you know?
Yeah. With that, I know we dove in really deep with your first goal. As we end this hour, what's one more goal that you have this year that hopefully that we can hold you accountable, us and the listeners? You know what I mean? It's royalty family.
Yeah, I'll jump in on this one. I got another one that I want to read a book each month. A new book each month. So that's going to be 12 books this whole year. Already got my first one picked out. Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter. 50 cents, little joint, you know. And I actually got the first 3 lined
I got that up here somewhere, man.
Do you? See, I know you do. I know you do. I figured you would.
Hey,
I might, and low key, like I've been writing the Miracle Morning. That's probably going to be added to it too.
Miracle Morning.
That's a good one. Yeah.
And if you don't read it, print off the. It has a booklet with it. Just print that off and run through it. It's solid.
I need that. I need that because that's something that I know, has had a direct impact of my life and the peace that I felt, with by diving into these books and understanding and this has been something that's been love for me. So that's gonna be another one for me.
I love it. What about you, JoJo?
Man, for me, it's I want to take my real estate to the next level. I want to be way more intentional about my business. I want to make it a priority. You know what I'm saying? Because these last, like I said, after that first year we bought a house, things kind of like slowed down for me real estate wise. Personally, we're still making moves in our personal real estate realm. But as far as me going out there selling houses, helping people, I want to be a lot more intentional about what I do. So I've set aside 2 hours a day. That's my goal, 2 hours a night to focus on strictly real estate. Because like our listeners, I work, I sell real estate on the side. All the real estate gurus don't come at me saying you part-time, you're not, but I'm getting money though,
Yeah, I'm getting money though.
That's what they say, right? That's what they say. But I want to really take it to the next level and live up to that potential, man. Like I got this thing right here. I'm gonna show y'all. It's something I look at every day. It says not living up to your potential will weigh on you for a lifetime. So I don't want to sit there. I don't want to. I'm tired of half-assing. You know what I'm saying? And not doing things at the highest level, at the level I know I should be on, not could be on, should be on.
I like that.
Our biggest fear is that we are not in. What is it? Our biggest fear is that we are not inadequate.
Yeah, bro.
But we are great beyond measure.
Beyond measure.
Beyond
measure.
Bro.
So it's like people see it in you. You know what I'm saying? My biggest thing is people see so much in me that sometimes I don't see in myself. You know what I'm saying? And one thing we always struggle with as athletes is like everyone sees this image of us, but they don't know what's really going on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they're like, yo, why aren't you doing this? And you can be doing A, B, and C, and blah, blah. That's just what they see you. So I'm like, all right, I know my potential. I know what I should be doing, and that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, that's one of my goals.
I like that. I like that.
Me too.
It kind of falls in the same line with me, man. I want to learn a new skill. You know what I mean? I feel like I have I have so much more I can learn, and I have so much that I could be doing when it comes to just my career. And I want to learn more. I want to learn more about crypto. I want to learn about buying more houses and renting them. And there's so much that I want to learn. And I think for this month, I want to do the same thing, is take time aside to make sure I study something new, to figure out what my niche is. Because I believe I can do anything, but I want to do something that speaks to me, that I want to actually do, something I will enjoy doing. You know what I mean? So that's my goal for the month as well. Like I said, every month I'm going to have a goal that I want to make sure that I accomplish.
So let me clarify that with you real quick, just to make sure I understand that. So your goal for the month is to identify what that is that you want to increase your knowledge with.
Absolutely. And the way that I'm going to do that is by daily educating myself. You know what I mean? So by the end of the month, I may not be like, oh, this is what I'm going to do. But I'm going to be like, hey, I want to move this way. I want to move with real estate. I want to move more with stocks. I want to move more with crypto. You know what I mean? Right. And then from there, I start digging in again, just taking my time, but making sure I'm being strategic with it. You know what I mean? Because I have a whole bunch of ideas, but I need to be streamlined and making sure that I focus on one. Because that's where
at a time.
Yeah, because people say the same thing, like, hey, well, you should do this, you should do that. I'm like, that's when I'm not at my full potential, is I'm only half-assing everything. You know
Everywhere.
what I mean? I'm in there.
Right.
But once I see something I can do or I don't like and I want to change it, like the picture I took with Mook, once I saw that, I was like, okay. I didn't even have I haven't even told nobody, but in my mind, I'm like, it's game time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's all you needed.
That's all I needed, man. But yeah, man, I love this conversation. And the great thing about King's Hour, man, is that we are here to make sure that we are vulnerable and we are talking with each other and understanding how we can grow. And I think this new year is going to be great. But before we get up out of here, the last the last thing I want you guys to remember when it comes to these New Year's resolutions is that we only fail when we quit. We got 12 months. That's why we talk about taking your time, figuring out your strategic strategy, finding out what's easy, something that you can start, create a habit. And once you do that, it's okay if you fall off. It's okay if you miss a couple of days, but you only fail when you quit. So I leave that with you when it comes to these New Year's resolutions. The last book I want to talk to you guys about, or mention at least, is The Atomic Habit. They talk about doing something for at least 2 minutes a day, right? JoJo probably read the book. He got it. Boom. He got the book, man. That's why I love you guys. And that breaks down, man, just doing something new or something that you want to do, taking time to do it. It says 2 minutes, but it could be 5 minutes. It could be an hour. It could be whatever it may take, but making sure that you're taking time to do something new. And that's the prioritizing that we talked about earlier in the episode. With my Kings, you guys have anything else to say?
That's all I got, man. I love y'all boys, man. We gonna take off this year. We gonna do it just like we did it a year ago, but even better, man. We gonna keep growing from here.
Facts.
Absolutely. And just like that, the Kings have spoken. Make sure that you like, you subscribe, and you share this to your friends and family, because we're going up, baby. And the best way for us to go up is if you come up with us. King's Hour.
Stuck.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
King's Hour, baby. We out of here.
Black King.